We've still got some stuff from the last art video that I released that we haven't done anything with, namely these. When I had gone to the dollar store to find supplies for the last art video with the jack-o'-lantern in the frame, I saw that they had what was labeled as tempera watercolor, which kind of caught my attention because those are generally two very different things. Watercolors are usually pigment and a water-soluble binder like gum arabic, and gum arabic as a binder will pretty much infinitely allow for re-wetting of the paint. It could be decades old, hundreds of years old, and you could potentially take a brush with water, go right back up to it, and rehydrate that and start moving pigment around. Whereas tempera, I think, traditionally is made with egg, and it actually forms like a brittle film over top of whatever substrate you're panning on. It's not really something that that's meant to re-wet and rework later on after it has dried. It's something that's pretty much just there forever. So I'm gonna bust these open and kind of see what we're working with here. So when in doubt, swatch it out. We're working with some kind of cheapo hot pressed watercolor paper, a pad that I was able to pick up a while back to just kind of play around with some ideas. So this definitely seems to be more transparent. It's not really like mixing in an opaque way. It's not covering over layers that came before it in an opaque way, kind of like a gouache does. It's really strange because it is kind of creamy, like gouache or casein. It's got kind of a slippery texture to it. But even when mixed kind of heavy, it's still very transparent. So I think what I'm gonna do is lean more towards like an actual watercolor type look. So after testing it out and making an actual piece of artwork with it, it was definitely some of the cheapest paint that I have ever used. It felt really strange compared to the supplies that I normally use, but it's still very usable. For $1, for 5 tubes of paint, it's still usable to make artwork. If $1 or $2 is all you really have to spend to make some art, you can still do it. Don't think that you absolutely have to have the fanciest, most expensive supplies, because you really don't. I hope you liked today's video, and if I can get a couple seconds of your time, if you could like, share, subscribe, it really helped me out a lot in growing the channel here and getting more attention as an artist. And with the holidays coming up at the end of the year, definitely check out my artwork and merch on shaynesimmons.com, or even just supporting for a couple dollars a month on Patreon. All of that stuff really helps me out a lot, and I would really appreciate it. So until next time, stay rad, y'all.